have a look at VISTA's interactive velocity viewer. This window is contained off of the velocity, and actually there's a number of different options in here for handling velocities. We'll go into this in just a second, but I just want to show some of the import features. What we can do here is displaying other velocity files allows us to select other types of files like disco, TGS, user-defined flat, landmark, input those in either 2D, 3D, RMS, interval average, etc., and convert to or display in VISTA and then convert out to a VISTA velocity file. We can also display if we've got a file that is already contained as a velocity data set, maybe even imported from a SegWi. We can display that in the viewer and then output a resampled velocity file. We can convert those different file formats, including VISTA. Suppose we have a different percent that we want to output them out at, or we want to rebin them to different coordinates, or actually resample the velocities. Let's have a look at the displayer. So if we look at 2D, let's look at, again, I'm in the 2D land, crooked line. You can see it comes up with min time, max time. It tries to come up with a sample rate and looks at our CMP min and max. So this is taken from the file. We can see a CMP in the min and max. These black lines represent our picks at the time. So this is iso velocity graph. We can look at the 3D view of that. If we had a 3D display velocities or 3D velocity field, we would see that. I'll open one up in soon. Here's our text. So these are actual text values. Go back to the iso velocity. You can see a number of different options in here. These allow us to do things such as reading in different velocity files. We can import, again, do conversions on those files. We can save to a different, so we can alter the time, alter the sample rate. We can output velocity file but resample it in inline, cross-line values if we're 3D. We can output that as a project data velocity file. So one of the things we could do here is tie this to a velocity field. So let's tie it to, let's see, a stack section. We'll tie it to this number 17, a brute stack. What it's going to do is look at the CMP range. Let's then set that to there. We could then export that out. So the field, that's our field out. We'll save that. We could then directly display that brute stack. And what we can do is then change that to local variable, go to color, and select that velocity field. Now, of course, what I can zoom in is the color. So there's our color display. Let's change that to something a little different. So that's a way to output that as a velocity field. We can do different things in relation to 2D and 3D smoothing on that data set. We can do conversions, interval, RMS out to depth. Let's have a look at pulling in and displaying a 3D. So I'll go into the land data set. You can see it's looking at inline, cross-line values. We can see those values in here. So in here we can go through the various time slices through that data set, line, cross lines, and start and end times. So that's a quick rundown of the velocity viewer and conversions contained in VISTA.